It's the champ, Shannon the Cannon Briggs, two-time heavyweight champion of the world, and this is my story from my mouth. Let's go, champ. My favorite all-time great boxers of all time, in no order, but off the top of my head, I'd have to say are Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, Sugar Ray Leonard, Hitman Hearns. I'd have to say, Julian Jackson, Mike Tyson. I'd have to say one of my all-time great fighters is Roberto Duran, Felix Trinidad for sure. One of my favorites, and of course my favorite of all time, Roy Jones Jr. Facts. Top 10. My top 10. My top 10.
It's a great list.
Yeah, it's my top 10 for now. And I would have.
What about new guys? Over the last 20 years.
Of the last 20 years, a lot of new guys I like. I love Badu Jack, Floyd Mayweather, so many, man. David Tua, he was a beast. So many guys that I was a big fan of. That, it's a lot of dudes, man. It's a lot of dudes. Chavez, you know what I mean? Just come on, Chavez. And he could go on my all-time 10s. Like, I could put him in my top 10, But my top 5, again, is so sick that, let's go, champ.
How about I name a few boxers, and you tell me they good or not.
Okay.
All right, because you ain't name a few. Let's see. Pernell Whitaker.
Ooh, Pernell Whitaker. One of the best, one of the greatest lightweights of all times. Ooh, I personally knew him. The first day I met him, I couldn't believe it. I seen him on TV for years. I had got flown down to Virginia Beach by Shelly Finkel, and he flew me down. And I couldn't believe it was the first time I was on a plane. I was in Flatbush at the time. I was homeless. I was staying at a homeboy crib, and the bell rang. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was sleeping on the couch. I was sleeping on the floor, on the carpet, and he was like, "Yo," it was like, There was an old buzzer. It was 1818 Newkirk Avenue. They was like, "Yo, it's a limo downstairs for you. Come downstairs, come downstairs. It's a limo." Came downstairs. It was like, "Yo, we were trying to contact you. So we would take you to Virginia." I was like, "What?" Here was a card, because they had no phone for me. They was like, I couldn't believe it. They said, get your bag, you made it." Everybody started screaming. I went upstairs, got my bag. I had a USA bag. I only owned like 3 pair of jeans, a couple shirts. I threw my stuff in the bag and my gloves, threw it in the bag. They was like, go, don't never come back. It was like, "Yo, don't come back ever. Yo, you made it." It was a limo. I went and jumped in the back. It was like, what? It was like, "Yo, you made it. Don't come back." Everybody was screaming, "Bye, bye." I was like, "Yo, what the heck?" I went to the airport. I never been on a plane before. I went on a plane. Took me to Virginia Beach. I got there. I was like, "What do I do?" They was like, "Yo, go to the airport. Go this way." It was Kennedy Airport, and I was like, man, I was scared. I wasn't really scared. I was just like, man, I was looking out the airport, out the plane the whole time. I was looking like, wow. I was looking at New York like, wow. I was like, man, this is crazy. It wasn't like I had thought about. I just was like, and the buzzer rang. It was like you go on a plane, and I'm looking down. I'm like, oh snap. This is how I feel on a plane. So I was bugging out. Got there. When the plane landed, I came off the plane. I was like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm walking through the airport, and the dude was like, hey, Shannon Briggs. I was like, yeah. I walked over. He was like, come on, got a ride for you. Got in the car, drove me to a gym called Waring's Gym. I had my bag, and then I met Georgie Benton, the famous Georgie Benton. I knew him from watching tapes, and I knew Lou Duva and them. And it was like, hey, this is Lou Duva. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, man, I seen you on TV. I was always like, happy talking like live. So I was like, yo, man, hey, what's up? How you doing? Oh, man, I was all happy. And they was getting, yeah, so I was, I was all going crazy, like, oh, man, this is Lou Duva. Well, and they was looking at me like, this kid is crazy. I was like 18. So I was 18. So I was like, yo, I can't believe it. So they was like, yo, you box, right? So I was like, yo, this is the kid Shelly was trying to find. This is the kid Shelly. So it was like, yeah. So I was like, they was like, we gonna put you in a hotel. I was like, for real? They was like, yeah. I was like, all right. I said, y'all gonna give me some money? They said, yeah. I was straight up Brooklyn. I was like, y'all gonna give me some money? They was like, yeah, we gonna give you some money. So I was like, all right, cool. When y'all gonna give me the money? They was like, yo, hold up. We gotta get you, you know what I mean? They was like, can you box? I was like, yeah. So I was like, all right, well, show me the hotel and all that. Let me see what y'all got. They was like, all right, well, but I had my headgear and stuff because I didn't even get to the hotel. They was like, well, let's see what you got. So I was like, well, I thought y'all gonna take me to the hotel. They was like, nah, get ready right now. So I just came off the plane. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I was like, man, because they told me they was gonna give me the hotel, check me in. They wanted to see what I had. I figured they wanted to see what I had so they could ship me right out. So I was like, but now, mind you, when I came in the gym, it was a whole bunch of dudes banging, pros. I was an amateur, it was pros, it was banging. Holyfield, all of them was getting it in, boom. Hey, I couldn't believe it, I was in awe that I was seeing them, because they was on TV, live at 5, they was getting busy, and here they are, I'm seeing them in the gym. I'm going crazy, man. They came out the ring, and they said, go get ready, get ready. And I was like, I was in the dressing room. I was in there putting on my shoes. I was like, yo, they not serious, are they? I was like, they trying to throw me in there with these big dogs? I was like, I was a heavyweight, but I was from 178 to 200. These was the big heavyweights, like men, over 200, 220. And I came out, I never forget. They was like, yo, come on, let's see what he got. Throw him in there. And I was like, yo, I just came off the plane. It was a Saturday morning. It was like 2 o'clock. It was freezing in there. I can still remember it like yesterday. And they was like, come on, let's see what you got. Move around. So I started moving shadow boxing. They was like, oh, you move like Ali. They said, all right, throw your stuff on. Throw your headgear on. And I never forget, man, I took 2 hours to put that shit on. I was like, man, I was putting it on like slow motion. I was like, oh, man, I can't believe this, man. I can't believe they're going to do me like this. I said, man. I was putting on it. It took 3 hours, man. They was like, man, hurry up. I am. I was like, I am. I'm doing the best I can. I'm putting it on the best I can. Man, they said, man, let's help him. I put it on. And they put me in with this dude. He was a pro. They put me in with the first pro. He was big. So we started boxing. Bing. But I was nice. And that's when the bell rang, I clicked in. Bing. I started tearing that head up. He was like, ping, 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 ping. They was like, whoa. They was like, yo, hold up. They was like, yo. They was laughing, right? So they was like, yo, hold on. They was like, yo, hold on. You joking, right? They was like, go. I started touching them. They was like, yo, come out. They was like, yo, come on. He was like, yo, he fast as hell. So they put another one in there, another heavyweight. He had a fight coming up that week. I never forget this. We was working. I put it on him. Ming, 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 ming. I'm putting it on him. I broke his nose. Bing, 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 ba blood everywhere. They said, stop. They was like, yo, get out of here. They said, yo, his jab is a shotgun. And that's what they started calling me. Shotgun Shannon Briggs. They was like, yo, get him out of here. It was maybe 2 rounds. They was like, yo, stop, nobody touch him. They took me to the hotel. No, Purnell, well, rest in peace, man. Purnell said, come on. Purnell said, yo, get in my car. Now we're talking about Purnell. Pernell said, get in my car. He was driving nice. He said, he called me New York. He said, New York, come on. He said, boy, he hit me in the car. He said, boy, he said, you did it. He took me to his house. He lived in Virginia. He lived in Norfolk. We was in Virginia Beach. He lived in like Norfolk. Took me to his house. I couldn't believe it. He had a nice big mansion. He was like, yo, he said, you're going to have one of these one day. I never forget, man. Word is born. I never forget that, man. He took me to his crib. He took me to his crib that day. We walked in. You know what I mean? I was homeless at the time. You feel me? I didn't have nowhere to live. I was sleeping on the floor. He took me in his crib. I never forget. He gave me a tour of the house. And we walked around. His wife was there. I never forget. I walked in the bathroom, and I was looking around. And he had a big bathtub. And he said, I just remember him saying, "You're gonna have something just like this one day, New York." And I remember when he died, I was crying, man, because that was the day, man. That was a day, and my fear unleashed on them heavyweights. They was pro fighters, but my fear unleashed on them. When that bell rang, and there was so many people there, Meldrick Taylor, all of them superstars that was on TV, and I started unleashing them hands on them, man, out of fear. But I was going on her, and they said, man, everybody was going crazy. Georgie Benton, them came, they grabbed me, and it made me feel so good because I was so low as a person at the time. I was so low as a person. I felt so low. My mother was on crack. My father was in jail. I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? I was down. I had nowhere to live. And I got a ride that day. That morning, the bell rang. That day, I met Lou Duva, Georgie Benton, Pernell Whitaker, Meldrick Taylor, all these greats. I went to Pernell Whitaker house. He told me one day you're gonna have some. I sparred pro fighters, blood everywhere. Like somebody got shot in the ring. They was like, yo, going crazy. Me, a nobody, somebody who nobody knew. That day, and then they went and got me a room. After I left, they brought me back to the hotel. They got me a hotel room at the atrium, and then they took me to it was like a supermarket.